I think many of our votes in Gauteng were stolen in Alexandra. So our first stop where we are going to sleep today, we are going to sleep in Alexandra Township. That's the whole San Kopano Hall. So hlangana khona masuka la San Kopano Hall. Siyalala masifika khona. Sikhuluma namalungu omkhonto, sikhuluma namalungu omphakathi azobe phumile ngeinamba. We speak to them and also address our matters that our votes were stolen. Then on the second day, which is tomorrow, we will then from San Kopano, Alexandra Township, shoot straight to Constitutional Court. But a smart man or a smart lady will ask, why are you going to Constitutional Court? Why? South Africa has three arms of the state, which is the judiciary, the executive, and parliament. All these three arms of the state is the judiciary, the executive, and parliament. All these three arms of the state, they have a responsibility of deepening, defending, and advancing democracy. And all of them, they play a critical role to ensure that democracy becomes what we want it to be. Now, when IEC is turned into a junior political branch for specific political parties, the judiciary has a responsibility to play its critical role. A person will say, but why are you not going to IEC and ask for your vote? You can't go to IEC because IEC is the one that is also part of what we are complaining about. But another person will ask, why are you not going to Parliament? Even the Parliament which is constituted, it's not the Parliament which is a true reflection of the outcomes of the elections last year. Because if you rig election, if you still vote, it means the outcomes of parties that we are number 3 in the vote outcomes, they are flawed. It means also to say we have 58 parliamentarians who are representing the agenda of Umkhonto weSizwe and that of society is also flawed. It means even the parliament that is constituted, it is in question, but also even the executive itself. So I'm highlighting this because I want you to trace how deep and how serious it is to rig and steal votes. Comrades, brothers, sisters, and they. It is not true that in South Africa, MK is the third largest party. You know, the IEC says, according to outcomes, people who voted for DA are more than people who voted for MK. Election results says there is ANC at the top, there is DA number 2, then there is MK number 3. It is not true, even if you can take all white people, all of them, you group them, all of them, you give them to DA, including those of Freedom Front Plus. You close Freedom Front Plus, you give them to the DA. You also take the so-called middle class, which many of them are MK members, by the way. And they say it votes MK. You take all the middle class numbers, you give them to DA. Still, MK is not number 2, is not number 3. DA is not bigger than MK.
So yeah, MKP, Umkhonto weSizwe Party, is a party. It's a gift that keeps on giving, if you ask me. So here's one of their prominent members, Bonginkosi Khanyile, wasting everybody's time and saying that he's going to march from Pretoria all the way to the Constitutional Court, and in order to protest the May 2024 elections, that some of the votes of MKP were stolen, and why there's no way the DA is bigger than the MKP and all those things. And I was thinking to myself, like, no wonder perhaps we are, as South Africa, we are in the situation that we're in at this point in time, that we do not have good alternatives. Now, if somebody's still using the same old tricks of 1994, it's almost like what COSATU is doing today. Like whenever they run out of steam, then whenever they run out of ideas, all they could do is to call a march. And here's Bonginkosi Khanyile and his followers, and they're going to be marching from Pretoria all the way to the Constitutional Court and all that. And I'm not sure what that is going to do. And I'm thinking, like, in 2025, whereby South Africa's got different challenges. In 2025, South Africa's got very serious challenges, especially in terms of the economy, especially in terms of crime, especially in terms of education, you name it, all of the above, poor infrastructure, you name it. And you got this supposedly young person who's supposedly going to be a future leader. But all he does is just like, I'm just going to march all the way to, and I'm not sure, maybe for some of you guys who still believe in marching, maybe this is great for you guys. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, why? And then after you march, then therefore what happens? You know, therefore what happens? Unless if you're telling me that you're litigating or something like that, unless if you're telling me that you're going to bring the evidence, there is an evidence to that effect, that we got the evidence that shows that the votes were stolen and all those type of things, so that we can be able to be a little bit wiser after you have spoken, you know? So I don't know why South Africa are wasting time with this type of supposedly future leaders. And it's not surprising. That's why I always say, Umkhonto it's a gift that keeps on giving. It never ends. It never surprises me. And they purport themselves to be a government in waiting. They purport themselves as the government of the future, that will bring liberation to South Africa in terms of the economy and things like that. But the way they are doing their politics is so, it's ANC light, so to speak. You know what I mean? They're doing exactly the same thing that ANC used to do back in the day, you know, march against their own government and things like that. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Why wasting time with these guys? And those who are supporting them, those who are following them, maybe I need to understand the psyche. Why? What is it that you guys are seeing that some of us are not able to see? Because when they first burst into the scene, I was hoping that here's a fresh political party. Perhaps there'll be fresh thinking. But obviously I was mistaken, because these are the same old recycled old comrades from the ANC, basically. They just be wearing different regalia and they calling themselves with a different name. But what is it that was supposed to change? Their ideology is still the same, you know, and things like that. Most of them, they were incompetent in in terms of the leadership position that they had. Some of them, they were accused of corruption, many of them at least. So let me know what you guys think about this marching from Pretoria to Constitutional Court, if it will really mean anything. I don't think it will mean anything, just a waste of our time, waste of airtime, so to speak. So yeah, and if you find value in this video, please be so kind and subscribe and like, and let's grow this community. Thanks again for those who are able to subscribe, and those who've been liking our videos, those who've been watching our videos as well. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope to see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.